The headquarters of the International Court of Justice is at A. Geneva. B. The Hague. C. Rome. D. Vienna. Answer B. The Hague. The headquarters of Asian Development Bank is located in which of the following cities? A. Jakarta. B. Singapore. C. Bangkok. D. Manila. Answer D. Manila. The Melghat Tiger Reserve is in A. Assam. B. Maharashtra. C. Karnataka. D. Orissa. Answer B. Maharashtra. The legislature of Sikkim is A. Unicameral. B. Bicameral. C. Polycameral. D. None of the above. Answer A. Unicameral. The lower limit of perpetual snow in mountains such as the Himalayas is termed as the A. Tree line. B. Timber line. C. Snow line. D. Boundary line. Answer C. Snow line. The instrument used to measure electric current is A. Ammeter. B. Electrometer. C. Galvanometer. D. Spectrometer. Answer A. Ammeter. The infantry school is situated at A. Deolali. B. Mho. C. Bareilly. D. Pune. Answer B. Mho. The headquarters of a few agencies related to the UN are located in Vienna, which is in A. Belgium. B. Austria. C. Denmark. D. Sweden. Answer B. Austria. The law of natural selection is associated with A. Dalton. B. Darwin. C. Kepler. D. Mendel. Answer B. Darwin. The Indian space program began in A. 1961. B. 1962. C. 1965. D. 1969. Answer B. 1962. The influx of domestic sewage containing detergents cause nutrient enrichment in water bodies due to the presence of A. Carbonates. B. Nitrates. C. Phosphates. D. Silicates. Answer C. Phosphates. The member states of European Union are A. Belgium, Denmark, France and Greece. B. The Federal Republic of Germany, Republic of Ireland, Italy. C. Luxembourg, Netherlands, Portugal, Spain, UK. D. All of the above. Answer D. All of the above. The height of the net in the center of the tennis court is A. 2 feet 10 inches. B. 2 feet 11 inches. C. 2 feet 1 inch. D. 3 feet 6 inches. Answer D. 3 feet 6 inches. The last or 13th NAM conference was held on A. September 2000 at Jakarta. B. September 2001 at Cartagena. C. September 2002 at Durban. D. September 2003 at Kuala Lumpur. Answer D. September 2003 at Kuala Lumpur. The largest airport in the world is A. Palam Airport. B. Indira Gandhi International Airport. C. Cochin International Airport. D. King Khalid International Airport. Answer D. King Khalid International Airport. The last month of the Saka year is A. Falguna. B. Chaitra. C. Asanta. D. Pausa. Answer A. Falguna. The Olympic flame symbolizes A. Unity among various nations of the world. B. Speed, perfection and strength. C. Sports as a means for securing harmony among nations. D. Continuity between the ancient and modern games. Answer D. Continuity between the ancient and modern games. The reaction which converts sugar solution into alcohol is an example of A. Saponification. B. Hydrogenation. C. Fermentation. D. Hydrolysis. Answer C. Fermentation. The number of already named bones in the human skeleton is A. 200. B. 206. C. 212. D. 218. Answer B. 206. The purpose of United Nations Fund for Population Activities is A. Studying population dynamics. B. Collecting population data. C. Evolving population policies, family planning and related programs. D. All of the above. Answer D. All of the above. The National Sports Festival for Women was, for the first time, organized in A. 1970, B. 1975, C. 1980, D. 1985. Answer, B. 1975. The official working languages recognized by the UNO are A. Chinese and English, B. French and Russian, C. Spanish and Arabic, D. All of the above. Answer, D. All of the above. Secretary General is required to submit an annual report on the work of the UN to A. The General Assembly, B. The Security Council, C. The Trusteeship Council, D. All of the above simultaneously. Answer, A. The General Assembly. The SLV-3 project provided India with the expertise to develop a larger and more sophisticated launch vehicle. A. PSLV, B. ASLV, C. GSLV, D. None of the above. Answer, B. The site of the third oldest civilization after the Sumerian and Egyptian, Mohenjo-Daro, was built in A. 2500 BC, B. 2500 to 2000 BC, C. 2300 BC, D. 2200 BC. Answer, A. 2500 BC. The saffron color in the national flag signifies A. Truth and peace, B. Courage and sacrifice, C. Faith and chivalry, D. None of the above. Answer, B. Courage and sacrifice. The official languages of the United Nations are A. African, Chinese, English, French, German and Spanish, B. Arabic, Chinese, English, French, Russian and Spanish, C. Arabic, Japanese, Chinese, English, French and German, D. Chinese, English, French, Hindi, Japanese and Spanish. Answer, B. Arabic, Chinese, English, French, Russian and Spanish. The news agency Reuters belongs to which of the following country? A. Palestine, B. Yugoslavia, C. Vietnam, D. UK. Answer, B. Yugoslavia. The sacred place of the followers of Shintoism is A. Central Shrine of Eyes, B. Yasukuni Shrine in Tokyo, C. Both are correct, D. None of the above. Answer, C. Both are correct. The smallest state of India is A. Rajasthan, B. Sikkim, C. Himachal Pradesh, D. Goa. Answer, D. Goa. The parts of the Mahabharata which include Bhagavad Gita is A. More than 100 years old, B. More than 2,500 years old, C. More than 1,500 years old, D. None of the above. Answer, B. More than 2,500 years old. The ruling party of Singapore, where no opposition parties are allowed, is called A. People's Party, B. People's Action Party, C. Labour Party, D. Communist Party. Answer, B. People's Action Party. The restoration of the Olympic Games at the end of the last century was at the initiative of A. French baron, B. Greek philosopher, C. German philanthropist, D. English duke. Answer, A. French baron. The national sport of Canada is A. Tennis and cricket, B. Lacrosse, C. Judo, D. Rugby and football. Answer, B. Lacrosse. The prize that is awarded every 2 years to people who have worded for freedom of speech is A. Lamb Prize, B. An IOSCO Prize for Tolerance, C. UNESCO Peace Award, D. Månadsmanien Swedish. Answer, D. Månadsmanien Swedish. The origin of modern badminton is attributed to A. India, B. Britain, C. France, D. Spain. Answer, B. Britain. The safe game, as a part of the SAARC program, was first held in A. 1964, B. 1974, C. 1984, D. 1994. Answer, C. 1984. The normal threshold of hearing is around A. 60-80 dB, B. 45-60 dB, C. 100-120 dB, D. 25-45 dB. Answer D. 25-45 dB. The refrigerant commonly used for domestic refrigerators is A. Alcohol, B. Ammonia, C. Neon, D. None of the above. Answer B. Ammonia. The normal term of office for which the President and Vice President of the International Court of Justice are elected is A. 3 years, B. 5 years, C. 7 years, D. 9 years. Answer A. 3 years. The ozone layer is being destroyed by chlorofluorocarbons. In this regard, which do you consider as the most harmful? A. Carbon atom, B. Chlorine atom, C. Fluorine atom, D. The entire compound. Answer C. Fluorine atom. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization was created in A. 1945, B. 1947, C. 1949, D. 1951. Answer C. 1949. The principal bodies of the UNO are I. The General Assembly and the Security Council. 2. The Economic and Social Council. 3. International Court of Justice. IV. Trusteeship Council and Secretariat. AI. B. I. 2. C. I. 2. 3. D. All of the above. Answer D. All of the above. The name of Ronaldinho is associated with the game of A. Football, B. Hockey, C. Gymnastics, D. Badminton. Answer A. Football. Range of missile Agni is approximately A. 150 kilometers, B. 1200 to 2000 kilometers, C. 500 meters to 9 kilometers, D. 4 kilometers. Answer B. 1200 to 2000 kilometers. The process of revival of learning that swept across Europe in 15th and 16th centuries is called A. Feudalism, B. Crusade, C. Renaissance, D. Communism. Answer C. Renaissance. The red blood cells are in the A. Heart, B. Liver, C. Lymph nodes, D. Bone marrow. Answer D. Bone marrow. The revival work of the Olympic Games was undertaken by Baron Pierre de Coubertin after a lapse of 15 centuries. The first modern games were held in 1896 at A. Athens, B. London, C. Paris, D. St. Louis. Answer A. Athens. The significance of the lotus symbol is A. Culture and civilization, B. Peace, C. Justice, D. Sign of mourning and protest. Answer A. Culture and civilization. The number of judges in European Court of Human Rights are A. 5, B. 11, C. 47, D. 15. Answer C. 47. The Roman governor and principal assassin in the murder of Julius Caesar was A. Marcus Junius Brutus, B. Marco Polo, C. Leon Trotsky, D. Karl Marx. Answer A. Marcus Junius Brutus. The term of office of the UN Secretary General is A. 3 years, B. 4 years, C. 5 years, D. 6 years. Answer C. 5 years. The Olympic symbol comprises 5 rings or circles linked together to represent A. The sporting friendship of all people, B. The 5 continents, C. Both A and B, D. None of the above. Answer C. Both A and B. The prize given to individuals fighting for freedom, independence and dignity of people is A. Simon Bolivar Prize, B. Golden Bear Award, C. David Cullen Award, D. Owen Global Award. Answer A. Simon Bolivar Prize. The C unit of is named after André Marie Ampere. A. Power, B. Potential difference, C. Electric current, D. Energy. Answer C. Electric current. The national flag was adopted by the Constituent Assembly of India on A. August 15, 1947, B. July 22, 1947, C. January 26, 1950, D. January 2, 1950. Answer B. July 22, 1947. The playground of baseball is known as A. Court, B. Diamond. C. Ring. D. Pitch. Answer: B. Diamond. The state having maximum cities is A. Uttar Pradesh. B. West Bengal. C. Madhya Pradesh. D. Kerala. Answer: A. Uttar Pradesh. The National Convention framed the new Republican Constitution of France in 1795, according to which A. The executive authority of the state was vested in a committee of 5 directors, called the Directo. B. A bicameral legislature was established. C. Both A and B. D. None of the above. Answer: C. Both A and B. The Sports Authority of India was registered as a society in A. 1982, B. 1983, C. 1984, D. 1985. Answer: C. 1984. The playground of lawn tennis is called A. Court, B. Ring, C. Arena, D. Rink. Answer: A. Court. The NATO North Atlantic Treaty Organization was established on A. April 4, 1949, B. September 1, 1966, C. December 12, 1990, D. January 20, 1950. Answer: A. April 4, 1949. The number of principal organs of the United Nations is A. 3, B. 4, C. 5, D. 6. Answer: D. 6. The Reliance Cup was earlier known by the name of A. Benson and Hedges Cup, B. McDowell's Challenge Cup, C. Prudential Cup, D. Rothman's Cup. Answer: C. Prudential Cup. The Rh factor refers to A. A protein substance found in the blood of some people, B. A hormone carried by the blood, C. The ratio of red corpuscles to white corpuscles in the blood, D. A process that speeds up the clothing of blood. Answer: A. A protein substance found in the blood of some people. The Reliance Cup is associated with A. Seaplane Race England, B. World Badminton Women, C. Badminton, D. Cricket. Answer: D. Cricket. The national emblem was adopted by Government of India on A. January 26, 1950, B. August 15, 1947, C. August 2, 1950, D. July 12, 1947. Answer: A. January 26, 1950. The scientist who first discovered that the Earth revolves around the Sun was A. Newton, B. Dalton, C. Copernicus, D. Einstein. Answer: C. Copernicus. The number of sovereign countries who are members of the United Nations is A. 180, B. 182, C. 183, D. 193. Answer: D. 193. The sacred place for Buddhists is A. Lumbini, where Buddha was born, B. Bodh Gaya, where Buddha received enlightenment, C. Kusinagara, where Buddha attained nirvana, D. All of the above. Answer: D. All of the above. 3 abundant elements in the Earth's crust are aluminium, oxygen and silicon. The correct order of their abundance is A. Oxygen, aluminium, silicon, B. Aluminium, silicon, oxygen, C. Oxygen, silicon, aluminium, D. Silicon, oxygen, aluminium. Answer: C. Oxygen, silicon, aluminium. War of the Roses was A. Civil war in England, B. Religious cum political war between the Lutherans Catholics in Germany, C. War between Syrian and Roman forces, D. None of the above. Answer: A. Civil war in England. To which country did the first Secretary General of the UN belong? A. Austria, B. Sweden, C. Burma, D. Norway. Answer: D. Norway. Weight of an object put in a satellite orbiting in space around the Earth is A. The same as on the Earth, B. Slightly more than that on the Earth, C. Less than that on the Earth, D. Reduced to zero. Answer: D. Reduced to zero. until December 1991 were integral parts of the USSR and not independent countries, but had separate unmemberships. A. Belarus and Ukraine. B. Czech Republic and Slovakia. C. Tonga and Nauru. D. None of the above. Answer: A. Belarus and Ukraine. To consider the large number of agenda items, General Assembly has how many main committees? A. 5. B. 7. C. 9. D. 15. Answer: B. 7. Walt Disney was A. the President of America during World War I. B. the creator of cartoon films starring popular cartoon characters Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. C. the British physician known for his discovery of Addison's disease. D. None of the above. Answer: B. the creator of cartoon films starring popular cartoon characters Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. The Third Crusade was led by A. Richard I of England. B. Frederick Barbarossa of Germany. C. Philip II of France. D. All of the above. Answer: D. All of the above. Trans World Airlines is an international airline of A. United Kingdom. B. United States of America. C. Russia. D. Scandinavia. Answer: B. United States of America. Triple antigen provides immunity to children against all of the following disease, except A. Diphtheria. B. Polio. C. Tetanus. D. Whooping cough. Answer: B. Polio. Vertebrae is made up of A. Bronze. B. Gold gilt. C. Standard silver. D. None of the above. Answer: C. Standard silver. The term used in billiards are A. Blocking, held ball, holding, jump ball, pivot. B. Target, field, flight, bounce edge. C. Auxiliary point system, rabbit punch, break, cut. D. Blank line, break, bolting, cannon, cue, hazard, in-oft. Answer: D. Blank line, break, bolting, cannon, cue, hazard, in-oft. The third highest nation award given for distinguished service in any field is A. Padma Vibhushan. B. Padma Bhushan. C. Padma Shri. D. Bharat Ratna. Answer: C. Padma Shri. The trophies and cups awarded for cricket are A. McDowell's Challenge Cup and World Cup. B. Federation Cup. C. Moinu Dowla Cup and B.C. Gupta Cup. D. None of the above. Answer: A. McDowell's Challenge Cup and World Cup. The velocity of light was first measured by A. Einstein. B. Newton. C. Romer. D. Galileo. Answer: C. Romer. The term steeplechase is associated with which of the following sports? A. Boxing. B. Chess. C. Rowing. D. Horse racing. Answer: D. Horse racing. Term used to describe a sudden fall of a government brought about by illegal forces called A. Credit squeeze. B. Loup dieta. C. Deficit financing. D. Deflation. Answer: B. Loup dieta. The velocity of sound in air is A. 30 meters second speed, 320 meters second c, 332 meters seconds. D. 3,320 meters seconds. Answer: C. 332 meters seconds. The theory of utilitarianism was expounded by A. Jeremy Bentham 1748 to 1836. B. James Mill 1773 to 1839. C. Henry Sidgwick 1838 to 1900. D. All of the above. Answer: D. All of the above. Uttar Pradesh is surrounded by in north A. Nepal. B. Uttarakhand. C. Haryana and Delhi. D. Rajasthan. Answer: B. Uttarakhand. Venturi tube is used for A. Measuring intensity of earthquakes. B. Measuring specific gravity. C. Measuring density. D. Measuring flow of a fluid. Answer: D. Measuring flow of a fluid. The term butterfly is associated with A. Kabaddi. B. Swimming. C. Boxing. D. Wrestling. Answer: B. Swimming. The transport fleet of Air Force consists of A. Illinois 765. B. Boeing 731. C. and 352. D. All of the above. Answer: D. All of the above. The telescope is used for viewing A. Distant objects. B. Near objects. C. Small objects. D. Living cells. Answer: A. Distant objects. The term which denotes that each side has made equal point at game point in tennis is referred to as A. Baseline. B. Deuce. C. Fault. D. Grand Slam. Answer: B. Deuce. To prevent loss of weight, plants reduce transpiration by A. Shedding of leaves. B. Reducing the size of leaves. C. Developing hair around stomata. D. All of the above. Answer: D. All of the above. Vitamin B12 is most useful for combating A. Anemia. B. Goiter. C. Night blindness. D. Rickets. Answer: A. Anemia. Theory of idealism was expounded by George Hegel, Bishop George, and Berkeley. According to this, A. Mathly is an illusion, and that the only reality that which exists mentally. B. Good was pleasure and that evil was pain. C. Base of knowledge is sense experience, that is, observations governed by scientific principles. D. All knowledge is derived from sensory experience, by observing and experimenting. Answer: A. Mathly is an illusion, and that the only reality that which exists mentally. Thomas Cup is associated with A. Badminton. B. Billiards. C. Lawn tennis. D. Table tennis. Answer: A. Badminton. The treaty which ushered in NATO was signed by the member nations at A. Geneva. B. London. C. Paris. D. Washington. Answer: D. Washington. Thank you.